doing redevelopment.
Yes, sir.
Ron.
We're doing redevelopment.
Okay. Hold on.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the April 8th, 2008 episode of the Glendale Redevelopment Agency. City Clerk, could you call the roll?
Agency members: Najarian.
Here.
Quintero.
Here.
Weaver.
Here.
Yusefian.
Here.
Chairman Draymond.
Here. Have the report, please.
The agenda for the April 8th, 2008 regular meeting of the Glendale Redevelopment Agency was posted on Thursday, April 3, 2008 on the bulletin board outside City Hall.
Thank you. First item.
Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved. Second.
Okay. Minutes are approved as submitted. Next item.
Next item is oral communication. Discussion is limited to items not part of this agenda. Each speaker is allowed 5 minutes. Members of the Redevelopment Agency may question or respond to the speaker, but there will be no debate or decision. The matter may be referred to staff through the Executive Director for an investigation and report.
Okay. I don't have any speaker cards. However, I see one individual in the front row poised and writing. This is what you call stretching, folks. And there we go. We have a late-breaking bulletin. We have one speaker, Mr. Herbert Milano.
Good afternoon, members.
Another one coming.
Good afternoon, members of the Redevelopment Agency and city staff. My name is Herbert Milano. The issue of the parking variance that has been proposed now for quite a few years with regard to this particular college at the location of the old Cost Plus building, is that the issue that is being presented? I'm sorry, it's oral communication. That's on the agenda. I'm sorry, it's for the agenda item.
All right. We will call you back. No. Okay. Well then, everybody has rescinded their cards. I don't know if it's something I said or something I did, but in any case, then oral communications is closed. Next item, please.
At 6A under the business agenda is City Attorney regarding revocation of the 119 space parking exception approved on February 13, 2007 for the property located at 240 North Grand Boulevard, the proposed Glendale Career College site. At A1 is motion adopting finding in support of the revocation of the parking exception.
I'll move 6A1. Second.
All right. I do have one card. By a strange coincidence, it's Mr. Milano. Let's try take two.
Good afternoon, members of the Redevelopment Agency and city staff. My name is Herbert Milano. I'm very much in favor of the revocation of the parking exception for this particular location. Most individuals who know this particular area of Glendale, basically the area bounded by Brand Boulevard and Glendale Avenue and just north of Broadway, Wilson, and so on, has a significant shortage of on-street parking. Significant. By 7:30 in the evening, you need to drive around that neighborhood just looking for any on-site parking. And the reason for that is that the city council and other agencies have given too many variances to developers who basically come in to propose that their buildings and residential development have fewer parking spaces that actually required. So as you give those variances, well, when the city council gave them 10, 15 years ago, it was still okay, because there was still parking available on the side of the street. But about 2 years ago, we reached a point of a pivot point, I guess I could call it, with regard to its maximum availability of parking. And we have many other neighborhoods that have exactly the same problem. And as you give variances, especially for the type of businesses that are going to take hundreds of parking spaces and they're not available, they're going to wind up in the residential streets. And after a while, even though the streets belong to everyone, the residents should have at least the opportunity to be able to park, because the guest parking is usually not available, even in the buildings that were built in the 1980s. There are usually variances of 1 to 2 parking spaces. The point is that as we reach saturation, you need to take a look very, very hard at any other further variances, especially since you don't have availability with regard to studies of how much availability of on-street parking is. It's the same problems that we find in the Mariposa District. It's the same problem that we have in very severe terms with regard to the neighborhoods that are outside of redevelopment, but still within Glendale, near Glendale High School. And the community and those individuals who reside in those areas don't have the time to come here to present to you the significant constraints that we now have. Thank you very much for taking this action.
Thank you, Mr. Milano. I have no other speaker cards on this subject, so do we have any further discussion of this?
I'll move. Well, it was
It was moved and seconded. Let's call the roll, please.
Agency members Najarian,
Yes.
Quintero,
Yes.
Weaver,
Aye.
Yusefian,
Aye.
Chairman Draymond.
Yes. Next item.
Is there any new business?
I think we have agency member and staff comments first.
Agency member staff comments?
Anyone? I do have one thing I'd like to say. I know that we are scheduled to have new chairs as of next week.
Next week.
Correct. So will there be an opportunity for staff comments at that time? Then I will wait until then.
Move to adjourn. Second.
Second, so we are in adjournment.